Wetstein. I presently have a thoracic surgical practice on the Jersey Shore, and it's been almost 40 years now since I first met Dr. Harkin. And we've been to a couple of these occasions, and my biggest fear with my lovely wife as we arrived here tonight, because we cut it pretty short, was that we might miss the baby pictures of Dr. Harkin, but I'm glad we got here in time and we saw them. As I said, it's been 40 years, and at that time, I was just completing my surgical training, my cardiac training in Downstate in New York. And at that time, Downstate was essentially a clinical program. I'm very proud that we trained excellent clinicians and superb technicians, but we really didn't have a thrust in basic science. I had written a couple of clinical papers, and I was interested in staying on the faculty, but our new chairman, who had recruited a bunch of very bright young academic surgeons, said to me that I needed some research experience. So I interviewed at Bethesda, the Naval Research Center, and I was offered a position, and I was offered a position at NIH, and then he introduced me to Alden. As you might imagine, Alden's a very impressive guy. And I was very interested, but the one downside was the dollars were limited. And although I wasn't really interested in money at the time, I was a PGY-8, and I needed money to stay warm and eat. And he said, but you know, you're not going to be working that week. For those of you, for those younger folks, you got to realize we were on call every other night for 4 years. And my last 3 years in training, we were on every night. There was none of this 80-hour nonsense. So he said, you won't have that rigorous schedule. You can moonlight. Well, I didn't anticipate moonlighting at that time because I never moonlit before. But then he also said, but we're going to put in for a postdoc fellowship award through the NIH, and that'll generate some dollars. So as I said, I had written a couple of papers. I thought I was ahead of the game, so he gave me this project. I was still in training in New York, and I attempted to tackle it, which was very painful. But after a couple of months, I had done it, and I sent it back to him, and within a couple of days, he called me, and he said to me, what a great job. He said, I made some comments, but a really nice first attempt. I made some comments, I'm sending it back to you, and if you appreciate them, we'll submit it. So I was walking on water for the next couple of days until the mail came, and then I opened it up, and it was all in red. I think he left a couple of hearts in there, and muscle, and ands, and the thes, but everything else was changed. And that's Dr. Harkin, how he motivates you. And obviously, I stayed with him, and I went into the lab with him. But as I said, my forte was clinical medicine, so I attempted to attend all the clinical meetings, the pulmonary meetings, the cardiac meetings. I remember one of the first cases there, someone presented some really unique case, and then I heard Dr. Harkin say, well, that's like 1 in Avogadro's number. I said, who talks like that? You know, I don't think they talk like that in Denver, and they definitely didn't talk like that in Brooklyn. But I was even proud that I knew what he meant. But anyway, the most important thing about Dr. Harkin, which has been said before and it's going to be said again, is that he's real. He was what he said, and he supported me academically, professionally, politically, and socially. And for the next 2 years, I think we were accepted, and we presented a paper at every surgical meeting and every heart meeting. I think there were very few other groups in the country that were as productive as us. One, in fact, and this is history for the younger folks, was more productive than us, but he was brought down the cardiology department at Emory because he fabricated results and he fabricated experiments. But we worked very hard and we were very successful. About 5 years ago, I had the opportunity, the honor. Is there any light here? I'm missing light. Can you see nice? To recommend Dr. Harkin for the Lifetime Achievement Award for the Society of University Surgeons. I think this sums it all up. I'd like to read that letter to you now. Are you going to say that? God bless you. God bless you. Okay. Dear, it is an honor for me to nominate Alden H. Harkin, MD, Professor and Chairman of the Department of Surgery, UCSF East Bay, for the Lifetime Achievement Award of the Society of University Surgeons. I have known Dr. Harkin for approximately 35 years. I believe I know him quite well. Simply stated, Dr. Harkin epitomizes the attributes of the university surgeon. He has devoted his life's work to surgical research, both basic science and clinical, medical education, and patient care. Being extremely inquisitive, Alden has the unique ability of evaluating any scientific or clinical scenario and immediately posing the appropriate questions and developing processes to answer those questions. He is a consummate physician scientist, having pioneered the basic science development and subsequent clinical application for the surgical therapy of ventricular tachyarrhythmias, magnetic resonance for the evaluation of cardiac function, the assessment of preconditioning for myocardial contractility, and pulmonary vasomotor function. He has been involved in the publication of more than, at that time, 500 peer-reviewed scientific articles, and is recognized by every leading surgical and scientific research society. This has afforded him 40 years of continuous funding from the National Institutes of Health. Moreover, he has played a leadership role in every major surgical and research society. Dr. Harkin has been a professor and chairman of surgery for over 30 years. As an educator, Dr. Harkin is admired by every student, resident, and colleague, and idolized by most. In fact, he's an icon to all the surgical fellows he has trained. He has frequently been awarded the Golden Apple by medical students for the best faculty teacher. Alden has always gone the extra mile to support his trainees scientifically, clinically, and professionally. His loyalty to his staff, past and present, is inspirational. Finally, Dr. Harkin is not only an excellent surgical technician, but he has a great fortune of extrapolating much of successful basic science research to the clinical arena. An inordinate number of patients have benefited from his science and innovations. Dr. Alden Harkin will do the Society of Surgeons well by accepting this award. Thank you so much. Just recently, I read the presidential surgical address by Dave Herndon to the Southern Surgical, and he said that Dr. Harkin saved his first grant application. And I'm confident that Dr. Harkin has done this for hundreds of others. Alden, it's been a privilege and an honor to know you for the last 40 years. What a legacy. God bless.